Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alexi and this is Soto-Tek. The Pixel 7 Pro has been the longest non-Samsung phone I've ever used so far. So after a full month and few days of use, here are my thoughts about it. I really like this Pixel 7 Pro and I think that Google definitely did a really good job this time around. Obviously, there are certain things I think that should have been better implemented for me to keep using it as my main driver indefinitely, but I think it's down to personal taste and user experience. Let's start with the screen size and quality. This 6.7 inches WQHD Plus Ltpo Amoled screen is great. It is vibrant, it is big and wide, exactly the way I like it, which I much prefer over narrow phones, especially for content consumption. I would have preferred a flat screen, but I'm perfectly fine with this curved screen. When it comes to build quality, it's made of glass back. Gorilla Glass Victus to be more specific, which is apparently tougher, with aluminum frames. The camera lenses housing is also made of aluminum, which is prone to scratches, but fortunately mine has been well protected so far and it still looks impeccable. As for design, I'm in the camp of those who also prefer the Pixel 6 Pro design from last year with the full black bar for the camera lenses and the two color tone design. But I also like this design and it keeps growing on me. I would have liked it even more if there was a gold and black variant, which is my favorite color combo. And since it is made of glossy glass back with curved frames, it is very slippery, so there is no way I will use it without a case for a better grip and to protect it more. It has a great stereo sound. It is loud and well balanced to my ears. One of the best I have enjoyed on a phone, to be honest. Unlocking methods. This year, unlike last year, Google decided to put Face Unlock, which is a welcome addition, but while it is basically flawless in good lighting conditions, it does struggle to work in more challenging, dim or darker conditions. The under-display fingerprint reader makes a comeback too. I didn't have any issues with the fingerprint reader on the Pixel 6 Pro like many other people, and this year is no different with the Pixel 7 Pro. It is accurate and fast enough for my liking. Let's talk about performance. For day-to-day nomad tasks like searching the web, social media browsing and posting, apps download, it's been great and I haven't had any issues related to crashes or overheating so far. Now, when it comes to gaming, to be honest, I don't play super high demanding graphic games, let alone for extensive period of times, but for the occasional games I like to play and the ones I've seen most people I know playing, it's been fine in general. Yes, it gets worn and there could be some minor stutters every now and then after a very long gaming session, but I kind of expected that. This is not a gaming phone after all, and I don't think that's what Google intended it to be for anyway. In a nutshell, the phone is super smooth and snappy, and I don't even use it with that variable 120Hz refresh rate on. I still don't see that great benefit everyone's constantly talking about, and I'd rather have any extra battery life possible. And talking about the battery life, that's, in my opinion, is another great thing about this phone. With its 5000 mAh battery capacity, it's been very solid as well as the standby time. Easily 1 day and more based on my own experience and usage. Let's talk about storage option, and here there is one thing that keeps rubbing me the wrong way. and it is the 128GB variant with no microSD card. I will say this again. For me personally, any phone with 128GB and no microSD card over 600 pounds, euros or dollars, I would even argue 500, is overpriced. I don't care if it has the latest processor with the best cameras. Period. One of the main selling points on the Pixel 7 Pro is the cameras. Yep, they are great and for sure one of the best in the market right now. Pictures and videos are very good. Video stabilization in all resolutions is great, and that includes the front-facing camera. It is not perfect and it can sometimes miss the mark with portrait shots like this one, but also with night shots like this one. My main complaint is that there is no portrait video on the front-facing camera, and the one on the rear camera is a little bit too aggressive with no way to adjust it, which is weird because you can adjust the background blur on pictures but not on the portrait video. How come? The cameras are good, plus features to edit your pictures like magic eraser and blur or background blur are also amazing and very handy. Being able to add a blur background to any picture regardless of when you took it or what phone you used deserves a big credit. Also, being able to remove blur on any picture is also amazing. Other features that makes this phone great are things like Hold for Me, where you don't have to wait for someone to pick up the phone on the other end. The Google Assistant will let you know. Or Voicemail in Text, in which you can receive your voicemail in text instead of listening to it. Very handy. Now, as much as I really like this phone and what it offers, there are certain things that prevents me from using it as my main phone for a longer period of time. And once again, this is down to my personal user experience, the way I like to use my phones that could well be not a deal breaker for you. I like big, wide phones like this one, but a couple of things have to be better implemented. One feature I don't like for my personal user experience is this one-handed mode. It's not good enough, and Google, instead of copying this crappy reachability mode from iPhones, it should copy an actual useful one-handed mode a la Samsung. Like I said on my review on the Pixel 6 Pro, this one-handed mode is not designed to actually and properly interact with your phone with one hand. It's just designed to reach some apps at the top, and still, in a nice big wide screen like this one, you have to have gigantic hands or the longest thumb in the planet to reach the apps on the other end of the screen comfortably. You cannot type or do anything else like you can do with Samsung phones, for instance. Google, this is how you do it. I find myself relying only on one hand to use my phones in many occasions, so a proper one-handed mode like this one is very important to me. Another thing that really gets on my nerves is the multi-window split screen. I don't like that if I'm listening to a YouTube video, like I do a lot, then if I want to send a quick message or email or check something on the internet using a split screen, the video stops. Why? How is it possible that Samsung already figured that out ages ago? This is the original and first Tab S on Android 6. And you can still do a split screen multitasking without the YouTube video stopping. And 7 OS later and on Android 13, the Google Pixel 7 Pro, the latest and greatest from Google, cannot do that. How is that possible? To conclude, should you buy this phone? Yes and no. Yes, if you get the 256 or 512 GB at a cheaper price, so I suggest you wait a little bit longer for a price drop or some good deals. Or if you prefer stock Android with Google own exclusive features and you don't care about the extra customization other brands like Samsung offer. Definitely no for the 128 GB at its current price unless you don't mind paying for the cloud storage. Should you upgrade from the 6 Pro? I personally think that if money is not an issue, you have a good year-over-year upgrade plan through your career. It's worth the upgrade. Don't get me wrong, I still like the 6 Pro, but the 7 Pro is better and more refined in basically every single aspect, especially the camera and more specifically nighttime pictures and videos. Okay, these are my thoughts about the Pixel 7 Pro. What do you think? Do you agree or not? I'd like to know your opinion. See you in the next one. Hasta la vista.